welcome back to the show. Now, I know that all of you waited for the commercials to end and get back to the show because we need to hear what Dananjaya has to say right now.
Yes.
But so far, Dananjaya, we've been speaking about individuals who know what they want.
Correct.
And they have goals, they have dreams, but there's also a certain percentage of the youth out there as well as the employees who don't really know what they want in life. And that's I think a bigger problem than knowing what you want and trying to get there is not knowing exactly what you're cut out for. So how do you face that kind of situation?
Right. I think you know, I'm so thankful to my dad, you know, and out of the many things that he did for me and my brother, one of the probably the greatest thing that he did was inculcate a sense of adventure. And we used to go camping, you know, we used to go exploring, and you know, at a very young age we were very adventurous. And later on in life, when I decided to quit my 9-to-5 job and really, you know, pursue and discover something that I wanted to do, that sense of adventure came into play. Because how do you discover something that you haven't discovered yet? You have to go on this giant, gallant adventure. You can't sit in your desk and then think about the multiple possibilities of what I want to do. It just does not happen.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. You got to get out and really do things and experiment and see what you love to do. Now I'll tell you why it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen because the in-between time of leaving a 9-to-5 job and discovering what you love to do, for people who are already working, entails a period of adversity. This means now there is no monthly income, there is no security, and a lot of people can't deal with this. Therefore, they take the safer option of just sticking to something they don't want to do because they get the paycheck at the end of the day, end of the month. But what they don't realize is you go through that maybe 1 year, 2 year of adversity of discovering what you love to do. The paycheck that you're going to get then after 2 years will be 50 times bigger than you know, what you're getting right now. And that's purely for people who are working right now. And if you're a student, and what I always say this is, don't be in a hurry, right? And I mean, a couple of weeks ago I met this kid who had finished his you know, professional exams at the age of I think 16 or 17.
Wow.
Right? After O levels, left school, did 2 years, and then I'm like, that's good, but that has like a long-term damages, you know. That's like a long-term damages, you know.
What do you mean by long-term damages?
You know, because I don't think anybody at the age of 16 and post should be putting themselves in that sort of a pressure. Right. Look at 16 for a man, right, or for a lady. The most important years of their life is from 19 to 24. Right. That's the most important part of their life. And you know, when you're young, you got to learn a lot of other things that are very, very important to you, and that's why A level is so important. I always say don't skip A levels. Now we got a lot of kids are now skipping A levels and straight away going. I say don't do that. Because A level is those 2 years where you learn the A's and B's of really becoming a man. And
even if you don't really do well at the exam,
it doesn't matter, right? I mean, Amma, be honest with me.
I actually agree with that.
How many people come and ask you what your A level results are now?
Very few.
Nobody, right? I mean, I can't even remember the last time someone asked me whether I actually tell my results that I failed my A levels. You know? I actually tell it.
Okay, that's on the record right now.
You know, and you know, and those 2 years are very important. And then you come to the 4 years of your university, where again, more than the studies, what is important is about building relationships, learning through failure.
That's true.
And I'll tell you this very good example. We were doing a recruitment project last month, a couple of years ago, and a lot of the kids who actually did apply, who were very qualified, couldn't even do the first assessment properly, which was to write an academic essay. Right? They just couldn't do it.
But they were academically qualified.
Academically qualified. And we ask ourselves, okay, why is this? Because they don't have the basic qualities that should have been formed when they were young adults to complete the job, be thorough, be careful, you know, take that extra effort to do the research. And this has nothing to do with academics, it's just your personality. And a lot of employers face the same thing. They get highly qualified employees, they're given a task and they can't get it done.
Are you saying that most people are after written qualifications these days?
It's not. I mean, a lot of companies are realizing this, and that's why they're bringing in a lot of psychometric tests, assessment centers,
exactly.
Performance prediction platforms where they can actually look at the qualities of the person. And what companies now are saying, most companies, actually the smart ones, what they're saying is, don't give us overqualified guys. Give us a guy with some lot of qualification who has the right qualities that we can mold them into. So it's very important in those years that you really discover. Start broad, right? You do your A levels, it's okay, go do a degree, do your other qualifications, and start with a larger base, and then as you grow older, just narrow it down, right? And I always say this, the life starts at 40, right? So by 40, if you know what you want to do, that's perfectly fine. You can still be successful.
All right.
We have time, Amara.
I'm going to just chill now.
Let's just relax and take one day at a time.
I think that's what people need to do, and that's what is about taking risks. So there is a trade-off, right? You don't have this concept of security. You don't have this concept of sometimes your social acceptance level is not there. But you will get all of that once you discover what you love to do.
Definitely. Wow. And this is the stuff that people need to tell us, right? That we need to know, because and this is the type of, you come across people who have gone through these things as well, where they've tried really hard, they have all the qualifications, and they're still not getting there.
I would really like to know what happened to that 16-year-old boy.
Sorry?
The 16-year-old boy who had professional qualifications.
Right. He's doing okay.
Right.
He's doing
but
okay.
You did tell him...
yeah, I did. And this also have to do with a lot with the parents, right? And the amount of pressure that they put them through. And that's fine, because I always say that's because they love you. Every parent wants their child to have a safe future. And but here's what
go on, please.
But here's the trick. A safe future versus a great future. Right? What do you want to pick? A great future requires you to go on an adventure. A safe future, you don't have to do anything. It's just spelled out for you.
Food for thought for all the parents who are watching the program today as well. But do you find that when it comes to even maybe a decade ago, a lot of gender inequality in Sri Lanka, we came things like the glass ceiling. It actually did exist. Now you have power ladies left, right, and center in the corporate world, especially here in Sri Lanka, because we do have a fairly open-minded society when you compare with other countries in the region as well. But how can ladies really step forward and realize their potential as well? Because I'm sure that you deal with a lot of females in your training as well. And do you find that there is a difference in the mentality, or it's pretty much on the level playing field by now?
I think it all has to do with your mental state. If you feel that there is a glass ceiling, there will always be a glass ceiling.
All right.
But what a lot of people don't understand is, Sri Lanka is a very matriarchal society.